This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Hello and welcome to the news tonight on NDTV Hindu. This is where we bring you all of the day's top stories from your city, the state and the nation. I'm Evelyn Matthew.
I'm standing right outside the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium where all the massive cricketing action is happening right here with India versus New Zealand, the last warm-up game before the actual World Cup begins. The second innings is underway with New Zealand batting right now. Looks like it's definitely going in India's favour. We'll bring you the live updates right here.
Well, before we get into all of the World Cup fever, a look at our top stories tonight. The CBI grills Reliance Communications top man Anil Ambani for 3 hours at the headquarters. Questions as to why he pulled out of Swan Telecom. Meanwhile, Dr. Manmohan Singh defends himself in the Spectrum scam, saying A. Raja assured him of transparent deals.
He said, I have been absolutely transparent in my dealings.
But the DMK remains undeterred by the Prime Minister. The spokesperson of the party admits that the coalition is not holding Dr. Singh back.
He was very clear on his speeches, and I think it has nothing like accusing the coalition or something.
The Prime Minister also reiterates that the centre will have zero tolerance towards the killing of the Indian fishermen in foreign waters.
This sort of behavior is not acceptable among neighbourly countries.
A ray of hope is shed over a DMK Congress combined win at the assembly polls in the state. The Prime Minister is hopeful.
Well, I am not an astrologer, but I do hope that the ruling coalition will win.
After the first innings of the World Cup warm-up match in the city, will the men in blue kill the Kiwis like a dead snake? A target of 361 is set. And the magic of the superstar is one that lasts for over 10 years. NDTV crowns Rajinikanth the entertainer of the decade.
All credit goes to God, so I have to be humble. Thank you.
A look at the rest of the day's news nationally as well. Ours is a functioning government despite all of the talk of a lame duck Prime Minister, says Manmohan Singh. Pranab Mukherjee meets top BJP leaders Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley to break the House deadlock. BJP wants JPC announcement on the 22nd. And Devas threatens strong legal steps if the government doesn't fulfill its obligations under the S-Spectrum agreement. Now, a fortnight ahead of the budget presentation for the year, the Prime Minister of the country sat down for an interaction with editors of television channels at 7 Racecourse Road today, talking and taking on the burning topic of the killing of the Indian fishermen. Dr. Singh reiterated that the Sri Lankan and the Indian governments were taking it up and has promised action. Here's what the Prime Minister, Dr. Singh, touched on today.
I have been told that 118 fishermen have been taken into custody. We are taking up this matter with the Sri Lankan government. We take a very serious view. I think only earlier this month, Foreign Secretary was sent to make a strong démarche to the Sri Lankan government that this sort of behavior is not acceptable among neighbourly countries.
Well, today a sizable number of DMK members took to the streets protesting the reported arrest of 106 Tamil fishermen by the Sri Lankan authorities. The DMK MPs Kannimuri, TKS Ilangovan and DMK District Secretaries J. Anbaragan and V.S. Babu courted arrest along with hundreds of DMK workers.
DMK put up a show of strength at short notice, something they are good at. Only this demonstration was to protest the arrest of 106 fishermen near the residence of the Lankan Deputy High Commissioner.
All over the world there have been issues, but nobody gets shot at, nobody gets humiliated with the way our fishermen get humiliated by and treated so badly by the Sri Lankan Navy. We have raised this issue with the central government time and again, and the central government and the Prime Minister, the ministers have also taken it up with the Sri Lankan government, but obviously there hasn't been any positive results.
By organizing the huge turnout, the DMK also sent a message to the Congress that the DMK cannot be taken for granted. especially when speculation is rife that the Congress may demand a share of power if the DMK-Congress combine emerges victorious in the upcoming assembly elections.
நரம்பு தோழர்கள் 10,000 பேருக்கு மேலாக இதில் கலந்து கொண்டார்கள். 5,000 பேர் கைது செய்யப்பட்டிருக்கிறோம். எல்லோரும் கைது செய்ய முடியாமல் வாகனங்கள் இல்லாதனால் ஸ்தம்பித்து போயிருந்ததெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்க. இது கூட நள்ளிரவு 12 மணிக்கு மேலே தான் எங்களுக்கு வந்து தலைவர் கலைஞர் அவர்கள் செய்திகளை வந்து சொல்ல சொல்லியிருந்தார். விடியற் காலை 6 மணிக்கு மேலே தான் இந்த செய்திகளை கேட்டு மிக வேகமாக ஒரு கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 5-6 மணி நேரத்தில் இவ்வளோ பேர் கூடியிருக்கிறோம்.
The ruling DMK's big show in defense of Tamil fishermen has come ahead of assembly elections in the state. The DMK's efforts may be also an attempt to preempt the opposition from taking up this issue. In Chennai, Peer Mohammed, NDTV Hindu.
Well, in other news making headlines today from the 2G scam probe, CBI officials grilled Reliance Communication boss Anil Ambani for 3 long hours at its headquarters in the capital. Sources say this was in connection with his company Reliance Communications being looked at as a beneficiary of 2G spectrum license as part of the investigating agency questioning all telecom players that got licenses. Meanwhile, Anil Ambani's Anil Dhirubhai Ambani Group, known as ADAG, has issued a statement that he was not summoned and that he had merely met CBI officials during a weekly visit to Delhi to clarify on ongoing issues. Sources in the CBI also said that it was too early to talk about Anil's criminal culpability, but added that the CBI is probing why he pulled out of Swan Telecom. Well, the 2G scam was a topic that was also inevitable for most who were present at the Prime Minister's interaction this morning. And clarifying his role on the scam, Dr. Singh said that he had written to the former Telecom Minister A. Raja on the 2nd of November 2007 and asked him to ensure fair play. Raja had then replied to him and assured him of transparency and also said that the auction would not give a level playing field to all the players.
I listed a number of issues and I said to him that you must look into these issues and ensure that they are dealt with in a fair and equitable, transparent manner. One of the issues I had asked him to look into was the possibility from legal and technical angle of having an auction of spectrum. Mr. Raja wrote back to me almost on the same day, our letters crossed, and he said, I have been absolutely transparent in my dealings. I will be so in the future, and that you have my assurance that I have done nothing and I will do nothing which will not be. Why I did not proceed further with this matter of pricing of spectrum, because if the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Telecom both agree and they have the obligation in terms of the cabinet decision of 2003 to decide that matter, and also since TRAI is a expert body, Telecom Commission has experts, if all of them were of the same view, I did not feel I was in a position to insist that auctions must be insisted.
Meanwhile, the DMK has reacted to Dr. Singh's comments over the spectrum case. The spokesperson of the party has now said that the Prime Minister's comments will have no effect on their relations and that A. Raja had clearly stated that he had followed TRAI's recommendations and followed his predecessors.
He was very clear on his speeches, and I think it has nothing like accusing the coalition or something. No, see, Raja had very clearly stated that he had followed the TRAI recommendations and the same which was followed by the earlier incumbents in the opposition, that's all. He has not said anything wrong about the coalition.
Meanwhile, breaking the silence on involvement of Kalangnia Television in all of the 2G scam, there has now been a response by the managing director of the channel, Mr. Sharath Kumar. He has said, and I quote, "The CBI can come and inspect our office anytime. Everything is clean," unquote. Well, moving to news from the main opposition camp, Jayalalitha today claimed to be the one main person to force the DMK chief to sit up and make a hasty denial of receiving any letter from Tata Group's chairman Ratan Tata. The document, which has in it praises for the former scam-tainted telecom minister and had raised many questions, reportedly was hand-delivered to him by Ms. Radia. Jayalalitha has demanded why the letter was not refuted earlier when it was exposed in the media. She's also questioned as to why Ms. Radia and Ratan Tata have been silent ever since the news broke. In a statement, the AIADMK's General Secretary also said that a top official with Tata Teleservices had confirmed the letter, which was reportedly delivered by lobbyist Neera Radia. Now, while the summer polls are triggering the temperature levels in the state's political arena and the final numbers from the TNCC talks in the capital are still awaited, the Prime Minister sounded hopeful for a DMK-Congress combined win at the assembly polls this summer.
Along with the Kerala state, Tamil Nadu is also going to face the assembly election. What is your assessment on Tamil Nadu election?
Well, I am not an astrologer, but I do hope that the ruling coalition will win.
This is the news tonight on NDTV Hindu. Up ahead, if language can connect people, it can also disconnect opportunities for some. Why isn't the campus's pulse beating right this time? Find out in just a bit.